What's up, everybody? Football is back. I'm Brian Jester, co-founder here at Occupy Fantasy, and in this video, I'm going to give you some NFL DFS picks and lineup advice for tonight's single game and showdown slate for FanDuel and DraftKings, the opening night matchup between the Chiefs and the Texans. In this video, just going to give you some very high-level strategies and news and notes on how to build lineups for both FanDuel and DraftKings. Before we get started, go ahead and click that subscribe button below. That way you get access to all of our latest videos. Give us a thumbs up. And in the comment section, I want to hear who your favorite captain option is on DraftKings tonight for tournaments. So let us know who that is. Comment below. A couple promotional announcements to get out of the way before we get into the video. One, the Thursday Daily Plug is up, occupyfantasy.com. I give my top plays and lineup strategies for FanDuel and DraftKings. Tons of detail. Go read that. Link is in the description below. Our single game model is up, Occupy model, occupyfantasy.com. Ranks every player for both FanDuel and DraftKings for tonight's slate. Check it out. Our premium podcast with Colin Drew of Daily Roto. Colin had 3 separate $100,000 or more victories in Showdown in NFL last season. Him and I team up with my $1 million victory. Probably the best Showdown info you'll get. Trying to be humble here, but it's the truth. That's embedded in our Daily Plug for members only. Go check that out. Finally, our Captain Spot ebook, NFL Showdown Guide strategy, research, lineup information, everything you need to know to build profitable Showdown lineups. We teamed up with Justin Freeman of the Captain Spot. That's available on occupyfantasy.com. Unsurprisingly, that link is also in the description below. So go check it out. Now, 18 months ago, took down the Super Bowl single game GPP for $1 million. Unique. Let's try to do it again tonight. $1 million GPP on DraftKings, on FanDuel. Let's see if we can make it happen. Now, tonight, the first most important thing that you need to consider for your lineups is the Brandon Cooks injury. Let's bring up Brandon Cooks here. You see the red question mark on DraftKings. He did not practice on Monday, or he's limited in practice on Monday, did not practice Tuesday, and was estimated to be limited in practice yesterday, Wednesday. And he had his reps limited in training camp. Really tough. NFL report comes out this morning saying that he's a true game time decision. The Texans are optimistic. But given everything we know, it seems difficult for him to play a full complement of snaps. And at 7,200 on DraftKings, at his same price on FanDuel of 10K, let's see where he is over there. Yep, Cook's 10K on FanDuel. It's going to be really tough for him to pay off his salary. Unless we get some glowing reports between now and kickoff, it's really difficult to use him at all in any of your high-risk tournament lineups, and especially in your low-risk lineups as well. Now, if Cooks can't go, Will Fuller's the number 1 receiver now. With DeAndre Hopkins gone to Arizona, he should be in line for tons of targets. Randall Cobb in the slot has a pretty safe role now as well. And then we also have to consider Kenny Stills, who should be Brandon Cooks' direct backup. Could see a ton of snaps. He's a great salary-saving tournament option. And on DraftKings, if you're getting freaky in tournaments, maybe even a decent captain option. A very nice $6,900 salary gives you tons of ability to fit in studs in the rest of your lineup. Now, the other issue we want to talk about with this slate is the Chiefs' backfield. Rookie Clyde Edwards-Helaire, first-round pick, phenomenal. Damian Williams opted out before the season started. Edwards-Helaire is expected to get a majority of the touches. But The Athletic reported this week that Daryl Williams, the number 2 running back, let's bring him up, at $1,800 on DraftKings in the flex, could get a decent role in week 1, easing Edwards-Helaire into the mix. Daryl Williams is their best pass protector. So depending on how the game script goes, depending on how their comfortability is with CEH, Daryl Williams could get a decent amount of work. Now at $1,800, he presents a nice value. And his floor is basically 0, but his upside could be heavy if he gets a bigger role than intended. So these two guys, figuring out these two will be the key to the slate. Edwards-Helaire should get a ton of work regardless. It's really whether or not he gets 40 or 50 to 60%, or he gets 80 or 90%. So trying to figure that, we lean towards a little bit more of a split, just based on the lack of an off-season program. Rookies a little bit longer acclimation period this time around. So we actually like Daryl Williams a decent amount, especially in tournaments and even in low-risk contests, to help you fit in some studs on both sides. Because on FanDuel, Edwards-Helaire, not much of a discount at all, $12K in salary, whereas Daryl Williams is nicely priced at $6K, helps you fit in both quarterbacks. Speaking of both quarterbacks, FanDuel, we talk about this at end in our Showdown strategy guide. They're so important on FanDuel because of the pricing. You almost have to use them in your MVP spot, especially in low risk contests. You're playing 50-50s, double ups, head to heads. You got to get in Mahomes or Watson at your MVP spot. There's no salary multiplier. So these guys, there's no extra cost to use them at the MVP spot. And as a result, because of the likely highest scores due to the half point PPR scoring, they end up in the optimal MVP a lot more often than they end up in the optimal captain spot on DraftKings. So Mahomes, Watson, with their rushing floors, their rushing ceilings, their passing ceilings, really tough to get away from both of these guys. If you're making just a couple of lineups tonight, you probably should have both of these guys in your MVP, and you really don't have to use many other. Now in DraftKings, where Mahomes is 18,900 at the captain spot, Watson is 17,700. That's really prohibitive. And it's a little risky, but for tournaments, I'm personally not using either one in the captain spot and hoping that a position player takes over. And again, that's a risky proposition, and it's for tournaments only. Now, even in low risk contests where you want to get in a high floor lineup, if you try to put in both running backs, both quarterbacks, both running backs, that only leaves you with $1,400 left over. Even if you switch to Watson, let's put him at the MVP. Still only $1,600. It's not a big difference. So it seems crazy on DraftKings not using those guys in your head-to-head or your double-up lineups at captain. But again, because of the salary multiplier, it's a lot more optimal just to at least get all of them in there, no matter who the captain is. So even if you have to go with a lesser captain, you want to get Watson and Mahomes in your lineup. So let's look here. This is for 50-50s and double-ups only, and even in tournaments too. That leaves you with 4,600 more, a lot more flexibility with your lineup. All right, I think that's it. I'm going to leave you with one more note here, and it's David Johnson. Really like him a lot tonight. Just put him in the lineup here. 7,600 on DraftKings. On FanDuel, DJ is pretty cheap, 11.5 for a starting running back. They traded him for DeAndre Hopkins in the offseason. Should be fully healthy, a pretty sizable role. And if he gets goal line work, if he gets work in the passing game like we expect, there's a non-zero chance he's the highest scoring player on the slate tonight. We don't expect him to be that popular as a 10-point underdog, but DJ in a big role, we've seen what he can do in the past. He's one of my favorite tournament MVP and captain options. So if you want more of my preferred MVP and captain options, you want more information on this slate, go read the daily plug, occupyfantasy.com. It's in the menu on Occupy Fantasy. It's also linked in the description below. Check out the Occupy model that ranks every player on the slate. That's going to continue to be updated through inactives tonight. Be sure to read. You still got, 8 or 10 hours here before the slate starts as I'm recording this. Go read it and download our Captain Spot Showdown Strategy Guide ebook. And then, of course, go listen to our premium podcast with Colin Drew of Daily Roto. All those links are in the description. One final request. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video and click that subscribe button. That way you get notified of all these videos. The plan is to do a Monday and Thursday video here on YouTube, in addition to any big slates we have for PG or MMA where we do slate breakdowns. So you'll get great value out of clicking that subscribe button. So Brian Jester for Occupy Fantasy. Appreciate you listening. Good luck tonight. Hope one of you take down a tournament. I'll talk to you soon.